When we hear about new content for a game we love, it can make our imaginations run wild, from how it could have been implemented into a game and why it was cut in the first place. However, in between those large sets of information, there can be some misinformation too. With the recent Nintendo leak that gave us the Luigi beta model and textures from Super Mario 64, a supposed leak of his voice line came out with it too. Or did it? So today on Cut Content, we look at the truth behind the voice dialogue of Luigi in Super Mario 64. First off, before we dive into this, let's look at how these lines even came about. These very lines originally appeared on Twitter, and unfortunately, the original tweet and even the account are gone. But using the Wayback Machine, we can see how this tweet looked. Let's listen to these alleged voice lines of Luigi in Super Mario 64 that this person posted.
Oh, mamma mia, that's delicious!
And considering these came about the very day of the Nintendo leak on July 25th, 2020, it exploded throughout the net. You had numerous gaming news sites posting about it, and even many YouTubers who thought that this was the legit thing. But soon, many who were involved in mining through the leak came forward, informing that these were actually not from Super Mario 64's beta leak, but from a different game within the very same Nintendo leak. And that game was Super Mario Bros. Advance, also known as the port of Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Within this port, a number of characters had voice dialogue added to them, but a massive truckload of these lines were unused within the leak. Navigating through the leak folder of Super Mario Bros. Advance, you come upon a folder of dialogue for many characters within the game, and that includes Luigi. Luigi roughly has 43 lines of dialogue here, and some of these might sound familiar.
Oh, mamma mia, that's delicious!
Which is exactly what we heard from the supposed Super Mario 64 dialogue. At first, I was thinking maybe these went unused in Super Mario 64 and therefore were put to use in Super Mario Bros. Advance. But when you go into the Super Mario 64 audio folder, there is no dialogue related to Luigi whatsoever. You got an uncompressed version of this famous piece of audio,
So long, Bowser!
but not for Luigi. Therefore, these lines were just a massive fabrication made by that Twitter user. Why they made it is hard to say, but considering the controversy I see around this person outside of this, I would think they might have just been trying to troll everyone. That or they literally punched into the search bar of the leak the name of different audio file formats including AIF and just found some Luigi clips and thought that this was from Super Mario 64. And unfortunately, many, as I mentioned earlier, fell for it, including myself. Within my Luigi video, I ended up covering those lines as real beta cut content. But it wasn't, and that was a mistake I made, as I made that video rather quickly before news got out that it was fake. Making this cut content series, I've been usually using tools people make to access such content. But in this case, I couldn't, due to the complexity of the leak, which was all in odd file formats I never had heard of before, that required programs that would require a crazy amount of time to learn, while still making videos too. I am not a programmer, an animator, or a game developer. I am a video editor by profession, and someone who is massively obsessed with video games too, as my username says. Therefore, I had to rely on numerous news sites and sources that were reporting on this matter, which many of these places also unfortunately reported that these Luigi sound clips were legitimate. And making mistakes happens to the best of us. The YouTuber SwankyBox himself in fact made a mistake by taking the word of what was written on the cutting room floor and thinking there was a beta 121st star within the penguin race of Cool Mountain. But it ended up being false, as it only appeared that way due to a side effect of decompressing the ROM. Something he corrected in a follow-up video in fact, just as I am doing today. However, everything else that I have reported in that Luigi video, I can confirm to be true. from that Luigi model to his textures and even the leftover code of a multiplayer mode. So I highly still recommend you guys check out that video if you haven't already, and just ignore that section about Luigi's voice within it. But after such a mistake, I'll plan to definitely keep further checking of such false information and plan to only deliver the most accurate information I can. So therefore, hit that subscribe button for I'll be back with more cut content episodes soon. Comment below on what you thought of all this too, and hit that like button too if you like this video. So everyone, thank you for watching!